All right, very sorry about that, guys. It just canceled on me at that last minute. Sorry about that. We're back on the up and running. So yeah, we need to go back to the internet browser. We were here. Go back to the internet browser. It is loaded. Then we load one generate this thing. Loading. Please wait. Insert your driver, click OK to see the pop-up jailbreak remote from USB. Okay.
PS4 when you're about to do this, because the exploit itself tells you when you need to plug the USB drive in, so you don't want to already have the drive plugged in. That's going to screw things up. So all we're going to do is run this with the USB drive unplugged, and you'll get this loading gold hen message. Obviously, if you're using a different exploit host, it'll maybe be a different message, or it'll be a little loading bar or spinning circle or something, where you just have to wait until you get a message telling you to plug the USB drive in, like we just got right here. So we're going to plug the USB drive in now. And then we're just going to wait a few seconds for the drive to be detected. You might get a notification popping up saying unsupported format. There we go. And then we're just going to click OK. And there we go. It's loaded. Gold Hen version 2.
Alright, let's do that now. I've already received the message inside USB. Okay. Plugging in the USB. Waiting for it to say yes, it said that, and then click OK. Jailbreak run, please remove USB drive and click OK. And click OK. There we go. Golden Hen is loaded. Oh baby, we are on, up and running. Alright.
You have now successfully jailbroken your PS4. Congratulations. Now, if you're running into lots of error messages or the console crashes, that's fine. Just reboot the PS4 and try again. No jailbreak is perfectly stable, even this one. So how can you tell that it's jailbroken? Well, just go into the settings menu. You can see we now have an option here at the top called Gold Hen. And if we go in there, we've got an FTP server we can enable, which can allow us to connect to our PS4 via FTP over our network. We've also got the bin loader server, which we can enable, which will allow us to inject other payloads that we can use on the PS4 as well. And we're not done with the video just yet, because there's a couple of other things that we can do. One of which is to load the disable updates payload, which is another layer of protection to stop you from accidentally updating to the latest firmware in future, especially if you by accident remove the DNS settings that block Sony servers. We want to avoid downloading the latest system update as much as possible, so this is a good recommended step. So if we go into the internet browser and we go back to our host, so again I'll just do caro218.ir again, go to 9.00 gold, and then we're going to go ahead and run the disable updates payload. Now you need to have the bin loader enabled, like that option that we just enabled in the Gold Hen settings, bin loader server. You need to have that enabled in order for this to work, but we're going to select it. And there we go, payload loaded and disabled updates. So there we go, we've successfully disabled the updates. It's as simple as that.
Alright, let me just do that now to our console. So we go back to the settings menu. Settings, we've got Golden Hen. Let's go in and enable the FTP server. Okay, that's because of the network. I will just set up the network right now. Again, for this network internet, advanced network settings. Go to that options. I have to disable. I have to properties. I have to change and enable this. Go back to the properties over here, sharing, shut it off. Then it comes to identifying. Yes, that's correct. Every time I restart the computer, this is what I have to do. Every time you restart the computer, you have to do this to allow it to share the internet from your Wi-Fi to the local network connection. And now that is done, I can go back to the PS4 and we can go to the settings of the network. Test the internet connection if it's working. Yes, it is working. Yes, it is working. So go back to the Golden Hen, enable FTP server, enable bin loader services. Listening. Go back to the start menu. Go to Carol. 900 firmware. I have to do the disable updates option. Payload loaded. Okay, let's go on to the next part of the tutorial.
So there's lots of other payloads that you can run in here, by the way. If we go in here, you can see, for example, there's like a game dumper in here and, you know, a bunch of other stuff that I've already covered in my other episodes in the PS4 jailbreak tutorial series. So you can basically install any app that you want as well onto your PS4 now. There's two different types of apps for the PS4. There's retail apps, retail packages, and fake packages. Now, all of your games, DLC updates, all of these homebrew apps here, all of these PS1 and PS2 games, PS4 games, media apps, all of the apps on the PS4 come in package files, these kind of container files, .pkg files. And there's two different types. There's retail package files and fake package files. Now, retail package files are as they come from Sony. They're encrypted packages. You cannot run them on a jailbroken PS4 unless you have the appropriate license file for that app. Whereas fake package...
I just want to see how to re-enable the jailbreak. I know how to install
no problem.
And he will show you. You can go to this thing and check out how to enable that.
It is important to mention that this jailbreak is a tethered exploit. Now, what that means is that you have to run the jailbreak every single time you restart the PS4. So let's do an example here. I'll go ahead and restart my PS4. And what will happen is anything I've installed, any decrypted apps that I've installed onto my PS4 will still be there when I restart the PS4, even though the PS4 will no longer be jailbroken. I just won't be able to run those apps until I run the jailbreak again. Okay, so I have rebooted my PS4 now, and after the reboot, you can see that any of these fake package games that I have installed, and these fake package apps, PS1, PS2 games, homebrew apps, I can't run any of them now that I've rebooted my PS4, because the PS4 is no longer jailbroken. So in order to actually continue using these apps, I have to run the jailbreak again every single time I restart my PS4. Now, there is kind of a way of avoiding this slightly that I'll show you guys in just a second. So, of course, all I have to do is go back into the internet browser again, go back on the exploit host that I was using before. So we go back to 9.00, Gold Hen, run the jailbreak a second time. There we go. Device system is unsupported. Click OK. And there we go. It loads the jailbreak. And now that the jailbreak has successfully loaded, I should now be able to load said apps that I wasn't able to run before. As you can see, it's running now. So yeah, that is basically the case with this jailbreak. It is one of those jailbreaks where you have to run it every time you reboot the PS4. So there is one thing you can do to try and mitigate this, which is to put the PS4 into rest mode. And then when you recover from rest mode, if you set the rest mode settings up correctly, then it will still be running. The jailbreak will still be running. And
I don't want to do the rest mode. It's saying because my PS4 is not going to be always connected to the power socket.
Or lower. And of
if
course,
we lose light, if we lose electricity, and then that'll this thing. So I need to have this USB always around. This USB always around with the loaded formatted this thing. I think I'm going to make another USB work in its place for that and figure that out. Anything else that he needs to add?
You want to continue with this, which I sure hope you do, and actually learn how to install these homebrew apps and learn why they're useful and how to use them. As if you want to learn how to get PS1 and PS2 games running on your jailbroken PS4, if you want to learn how to get PS4 games, DLC and updates installed, media apps installed, if you want to know how to run Linux on your PS4 and run PC games on your PS4 and more emulators and RetroArch and all of that kind of stuff and cheats and mod menus and PC mods on the PS4 versions of games. I cover all of that stuff in my PS4 jailbreak tutorial series, which already has a ton of episodes. The links in the descriptions of those videos to support this new jailbreak for any links that need to be updated to support the 9.00 jailbreak. So that series should be up to date by the time you start watching it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video or found the information useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video.
All right. Said that. So just to summarize, now we have a jailbroken PS4, and we are able to play the broken games that we already have. But crucial information is now the PS4 comes up with this solution. You have to have this USB around every time you need to re-jailbreak the PS4. So keeping that in mind, I have to switch this out for another. So let me figure that out later. For now, peace. Oh, before we go, if you'd like to see a game or two, let's just figure it out. See if a game works. This is what we were playing earlier, and we will continue this series as well. See, it works. Alright guys, thanks for coming in, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys in the next one.